Hello, my name is Gabriel and today I'm going to film another Christmas book tag. The tag I'm going to film today is the Winter is Coming book tag. This was originally created by Catherine Barca. Video and channel down below as always. I've got my hat, I've got my Christmas lights. Let's do this. Number 1, snow. It's beautiful when it falls but later melts. Pick a book or a book series that was great at first but later went downhill. For this one I'm going to go with the Maze Runner trilogy. I, unlike other people, kind of enjoyed the first one. I thought the second one was better than the first one, and then the third one ruined the whole thing. I really didn't like the death cure. There were so many things wrong with it, including the death at the end. That just was it for me. The last straw. 2 pages later the book ended and I'm like,
good riddance. I did not enjoy that.
Snowflake, something that is always beautiful and stands out. Pick a book that is unique and different from any other thing you've read. Don't even get me started on this one. Now, I've explained why I like this book, but I don't think I've said one of the most crucial points to this book that I really enjoyed. And that is its originality. I absolutely loved how these authors took the most cliche situations, getting stranded on an island with a person of your sexual interest. They took that and made it into such a unique situation, which led to a very unique and original novel that I just don't get tired of mentioning. So this one, because of its uniqueness, originality, and because the authors did such an amazing job at making this book stand out from others in the same genre and with the same summary.
I just can't, okay? Ugh.
Number 3, Snowman. The whole family likes to build one, so pick a book that your whole family would like to read. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this in a video before, but none of the books that I own my family would enjoy. Not one on my shelf that my family would really like to read. The closest thing I can get to is science fiction because my dad is a really big science fiction fan. When he was my age, all he read was science fiction. The 100 by Cass Morgan, even These Broken Stars. I think he would like it, but for the rest of the family, I don't think they would be really interested in a young adult book. They read more non-fiction and motivational books, so not really my type of reading, and my reading is not really their type, so kind of balanced here, and there is not really one book that my whole family would like to read. Number 4, Christmas. Pick a book that made you feel warm inside and brought you joy. In the other Christmas book tag, I mentioned that there is not one book that made me super happy reading about. I remembered one of my favorite books. I actually want to make a video about this author because she's one of my favorite authors, but that is The Miraculous Journey of Edward Tulane. That book is so... I can't find words to describe it. It's good, it's exceptional, it stands out. That book is unique. And by the end, you just feel so much. You feel so happy. And this is a book for children, but I think this can branch out into every single age group because this book is seriously so good. The Miraculous Journey of Edward Tulane follows a China rabbit. He can't walk or move at all, but he can think. And it's this rabbit's journey as he is adopted from family to family. It's how he learns to love, and it's just so emotional. This book, if you ever see it anywhere, I highly recommend you pick it up. It is so well written. It is seriously phenomenal. Number 5, Santa Claus. He always brings lovely presents. Pick a book you'd like to get for Christmas. The thing is, I would like to get any book for Christmas. When people give me clothes, I go meh. When people give me food, I go meh, unless it's chocolate. I love chocolate. But when someone gives me a book, independent of whichever book, whichever genre, I just jump up and down with joy because I love literature, and I always try to read a book that someone gives to me because they think I would like it. I definitely do my hardest to read the book. It makes me feel very good that someone had me in their thoughts while buying a book, that they were actually thinking.
I think Gabriel would like this one, so I'm gonna pick it for him.
That's really flattering. But if I had to pick a book, I would go with If I Stay by Gail Forman. I recently watched the movie and I really, really liked it. Number 6, Boiling Snow. And I don't really know what that means, but it can be painful to be hit by a snowball. Pick a book that made me feel a very strong emotion. I could go with These Broken Stars because that one...
I'm not gonna talk about it.
I could also go with Allegiant, but I feel like that one, a lot of people think it's emotional, but Allegiance has made me cry so much, and that book, a lot of feels. I'm not sure why, since I just said a lot of people feel strong about Allegiant, but I'm going to go with Mockingjay. Also, a lot of people really thought this was emotional, but Mockingjay was the conclusion to one of my favorite literary adventures ever. I've read it 3 times. A lot of people complain about Mockingjay that they didn't like it. Yes, there are some things I don't agree with, some flaws I really would like to correct if that honor was ever bestowed upon me, which it is not. Don't do that. But Mockingjay, I think, was a really great book. When I read it, I was around 13 years old. I really couldn't judge a book by its content, but still, I recently reread it, and I didn't find a big problem that a lot of people seem to find with the book. I actually seem to enjoy it more than the general audience, but I just feel Mockingjay was so strong. It made me feel so much. By the end, I was tearing up. Yes, we all know I really don't have to describe the Hunger Games and its amazingness. So yeah, definitely Mockingjay, because that made me feel a lot. Number 7, sledding. We all love to do it while we are younger, except me. I have never sledded, because apparently that's a verb. Pick a book you loved as a child. I'm going to go with this one, and it doesn't really have a title, but it's definitely a book for children. As you can see, yep, this book has no title. It's about a rabbit and how he lives, and I really like this book as a child because it's furry and it's got big pictures, you know, usually what a child enjoys. So this one. Number 8, Frostbite, which is a book that you were disappointed in. I really want to go with The Death Cure again because I was definitely disappointed in that book, but since I want to be different, I'm going to go with Insurgent by Veronica Roth. I don't get tired of saying that Divergent is such an amazing book. I really liked it. Insurgent had so much potential being the sequel to such an amazing book. To me, it just went way downhill, and then Allegiant just plain out crashed into hell. Insurgent was really disappointing to me. I thought the book was confusing. I felt there was too much plot and so many new characters. I wasn't feeling the book. It's sad because Divergent is one of the best dystopians out there. It definitely deserves the hype that it's got and that it's getting. The only hope I have for Insurgent is that the movie adaptation comes out better than the book, just like The Maze Runner, so I'm definitely excited to see that. Number 9, Reindeer. For this one, you have to choose a book with great sentimental value to you. I could go with some Bible stories that my parents really liked to read to me when I was a child, but I'm going to go with Cats, the ultimate cat lover's guide. And if you don't know, I really like cats. But this has sentimental value to me because this was the last book that I bought in Malaysia. I haven't really said this on my channel, but I lived in Malaysia for 3 years, hence my English. This has a lot of sentimental value because nearly a week before we were moving back to Portugal, I saw this, and unfortunately I didn't have enough money to buy it, so I said,
Dad, we are coming back to the bookstore so I can get this.
And then I did get this book, and it was the last book that I ever purchased there, and it does have a lot of sentimental value. That is it. And this book was actually very cheap. This book has a lot of cat breeds and how they behave, how you should take care of them, and should I ever adopt one, then I always know what to do. Now I get to tag people, and the people I tag are Angela Alessandra. I really like her personality and I want to see her do this tag. If she hasn't yet, I tag Anna from Anna the Word Nerd. I tag Kara from Books and Things. And I tag Naomi from Cassiopeia's Books. So that was it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this Christmassy tag. There's going to be at least one more on the way, so stay tuned for that. Goodbye! Number 1 is for this one I'm going that number 5 Santa. So much dirt makes me so red. I tag